Shalom, 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 Yasha Allah. All praise to Yahweh Bashim Mashiach Yahushai. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yashabakatham. To the Akim, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Shamarthan. To the Akwafium, the sisters. Ashar Pasak, happy Passover day 5. Happy Passover day 5. But real quick, I want to come to y'all real quick. Try not to be on here that long, even though we always say that. But the title of the video is the correct dates for the closing of Passover, because Shalom Rob Judah. Make sure I'm not having no headband malfunctions. No folly. The title is the correct dates of the closing of the Passover, because this has been happening for some years in Israel. A lot of y'all get confused with mainly the closing date of Passover, or the closing dates. I'm going to say it plural. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Hell, some of y'all get confused with the opening dates because you don't pay attention to the calendar. But anyway, some of y'all get confused. I'm still to this day, 2024. I'm still getting brothers and sisters that are confused by the closing dates of the Passover. All right. So real quick, this is Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 12 and 15. Exodus chapter 12, verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. What is unleavened bread? Bread without yeast. So, Ashar Pasak, Rob Judah, H.O.I. Los Angeles in the building. All right, Yatai in the building. Shalom, sis. So, 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. So, from sundown last Sunday night, April 21st, up until sundown this Sunday, April 28th, you can eat no leaven, which is yeast, or any leavening products or leavening agents, or if in doubt, leave it out, like we said. So for these 7 days, these past 5 days, you should have been eating things without leaven in them, or unleavened bread, flat bread, tortillas, or whatever. Just nothing with leaven in it. No beer. Well, they have certain so-called kosher beers that are made without yeast or whatever. But you got to look those up anyway if you want to taste, if you want a beer that's kosher for Passover or that doesn't have any yeast for Passover. But you have to look those up. They're not the regular brands. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But for the last 7 days, y'all should have been indulging in not eating any leaven. Any physical leaven, and you should have been, of course, working on the leavening within your spirit. All right? But it says, even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. So for 7 days, you were to eat unleavened bread or don't eat any food products with leaven in them. All right? Yeah, veggies and meat or whatever. Just, the Passover is not as strict as people think it is. The only thing you can't eat on Passover is leaven. Some people say, well, only eat fruits and vegetables, or sisters saying veggies and meat. Veggies and meat is good. You know, that's good too. But remember, y'all, you can eat anything during the Passover that's according to the dietary law as long as it doesn't have leaven in it. You know, I ain't get to tease y'all this year, but some of y'all like, can we eat potatoes, Elder? Because when you bake them in the oven, they puff open. Isn't that leaven? The leaven is the puffiness, right? I'm just messing with y'all. But, you know, listen, during Passover, a lot of y'all think y'all supposed to only eat a damn lettuce leaf on Passover. No, you can eat anything according to the dietary law. Just make sure it's the dietary law, of course, as long as it doesn't have leaven. Check your ingredients. Check your ingredients. All right. And just make sure it doesn't have leaven in it. If When in doubt, Esau got all these big words. And you like, what the hell is that? Monodiglycerides or whatever, right? Look it up. If you can't find nothing on it or research or you're unsure of what the word means or is, just don't need it. When in doubt, leave it out. We have a listing. Y'all can contact me on here or email me at houseofisraelnyc@gmail.com. And we have a listing of modern day names of leaven. And you can get that listing, right? We already on day 5, but you can still get it and have it for next year. Or just to know, just for general knowledge of some other names, some modern names for leavening or leavening agents. But anyway, the main point I want to get to is verse 16, right? And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation. And in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation to you. Right now, a lot of years, I've been seeing this for years in Israel. Let me explain this thoroughly. All right, Salakia, this is an impromptu video because I just got an invite from a camp that I don't know if their calendar is the same as ours, but they're doing their closing on Sunday night, which is fine, for whatever reason. But when you're celebrating, Shalom King, when you're celebrating Passover each year, right, the closing of the Passover is always the day before the following week of when the Passover opened up. I'm explaining what I'm talking about, all right? Now, if anybody got a calendar, if you're looking at this calendar here, this is April, right? We opened the Passover on April 21st at even, right? Sunday. So now, April 21st to April 22nd, that's one day, right? April 22nd to April 23rd, that's 2 days. Because remember, the day starts at even. Sundown the 23rd to the 24th, that's 3 days, right? Sundown the 24th to the 25th, that's 4 days. Sundown the 25th to the 26th, that's the 5th day. Hence, that's why today I posted Happy Happy Passover Day 5, because as of last night, sundown, it was day 5. Now, sundown tonight, when a regular Shabbat comes in, April 26th, that will start the 6th day of Passover. Now, tomorrow, so-called Saturday at even, when the sun goes down, that brings in the 7th day of Passover at even. Now, the 28th at even Sunday night, the Passover is over. You can go back to eating leaven. But the closing ceremony or service starts on the 27th at even, because that brings, remember, the day starts at sundown. That brings in the 7th day. So now I think we're going to have to change the wording, right? Because maybe we're going to have to say the closing of the Passover is such and such day, and then the Passover is over on this day. Because some of y'all are confused. You think because the Passover started on the 21st at even, then it ends on the 28th at even, because that's 7 days. You think that makes up a week, but it actually starts the day before. So every year, remember that. So if the Passover opens up on a Wednesday at even, the closing night or the closing ceremony or service or Sabbath would be that next Tuesday at even. That Wednesday is actually bringing in the 8th day. So if we go from here, right, we count sundown the 27th to the 20. If you go to sundown the 28th, that's actually bringing in the 8th day. That's not your closing Sabbath and ceremony and lesson and gathering. It would be on a night of actually what we would consider the 6th day at even, going into the 7th day. If everybody understand, give me a con 777. So let's say your Passover started here on April 10th, right? At even, at Wednesday. 10th to 11th, 1. 11th to 12th, 2. 12th to 13th, 3. 13th to 14th, 4. 14th to 15th, 5. 15th to 16th, 6. 16th to 17th, 7. 17th to 18th was actually be 8. Your Passover will be over that night. So everybody understand. This is a way, this is a little trick you can use to remember the opening and the closing of the Passover. So if the Passover starts on a Monday at even, the closing ceremony, service, or lesson, not it being over. Let me change the word, because when we say closing, when we use closing for both days, then y'all get confused. So y'all think the closing ceremony or Sabbath or lesson or gathering or class would be the 28th. No, it would be the 27th at even, because that actually brings in the 7th day. Is everybody with me? Give me a con 777 if y'all with me. So Sunday night is not when we gather. Tomorrow night, Saturday night is when we gather for the 7th day. Let me read it again. Exodus 12:16. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, right, or true or righteous gathering. And in the 7th day there shall be an holy convocation. So the 7th day is actually the 27th at even. The 28th at even would actually be going into the 8th day. And that means the Passover is over. You can go back to eating leaven and yeast. All right. If y'all with me again, just give me a regular con with 17 now, because we already did the con 777. So is everybody with me? The reason why this is an impromptu video, because I'm getting some brothers and sisters were confused, thinking the Passover closing, we was coming together for the ceremony Sunday night. No, we come together for the ceremony tomorrow night, and it's on y'all. It's on y'all calendars. The reason why right here says Passover ends at sundown, because meaning Sunday night you can go back to eating leaven, right? That's what we mean. I know a lot of y'all love that, right? You're going to order a whole pizza pie and 7 hoagie sandwiches. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all. No folly, right? Y'all want that yeast back and a 24-pack of beer. No, I'm just messing with y'all. No folly. But all the way up until Sunday at even, you can't eat no leaven. So even Sunday throughout the day, you can't eat any leaven. All right, wait till Sunday night if you want to get your sandwich on, or your pizza, or your yeast, whatever, or Monday, whatever, I don't know. All right, or you can cook a nice meal Sunday, and then if you have, when the sun go down, if you want to bake some bread or whatever the case may be, so on. So don't bake the bread while the sun is still up, because it's you're making yeast while the Passover is still in effect. So I wanted to come on and stress this, because a lot of y'all get confused every year. This has been going on for years in Israel. Even established camps. All right. And this is not this is not shade. How they call it? I'm not throwing shade, but even certain established camps have gotten confused with this. All right. So, and that's not to belittle anybody, take a shot. What they call it? Throw shade. Yeah, throw shade. Right? You coming at me sideways. No, this is not to come against the other camps or other brothers and sisters in Israel, but a lot of y'all get confused every year. It has even happened in H.O.I. Sometimes it's innocent because you hear 7 days. So, it's not to condemn nobody about. It's an honest mistake. It can be an honest mistake. But it shouldn't be an honest mistake, because why? You should be paying attention to the calendar, and you should be paying close attention when we're talking, because we have said this for many years. So again, the closing ceremony, the gathering, the Sabbath, the holy convocation, right? Right, Kern. The holy convocation would be tomorrow at even. That's when you come together. You go over the scriptures again, read, pray. You come together, you have food again. You can have lamb again if you want, bitter herbs, whatever. That's really for the first day. That's really the requirement on the opening. But you can have regular food tomorrow at even for the Passover. When I say regular food, it doesn't have to be the Seder meal. It doesn't necessarily have to be the lamb the bitter herbs and the unleavened bread. You can have other foods that still don't have any leaven in them. Let me clear that up, because when I say regular food, some of y'all might think you can have a damn sandwich tomorrow evening. No, you can't have no yeast until Sunday at even. That's when it's over. And that's not a gathering. You can say a prayer with your family and close out. You can do a closing prayer for the Feast of Unleavened Bread, for the Passover, and then you can go back to eating your leaven. All right, so do everybody understand again? All right. Verse 17, Exodus 12:17, and ye shall observe the Feast of Unleavened Bread, for in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. It's so much in these three verses right here, 15 to 17, the Most High is saying so much. And I like 17 because he said, ye shall observe this day in your generations by ordinance forever. So right here, Exodus 12:17, you can cut that nonsense about we can't keep the Passover because we're not in Jerusalem. Exodus 12:17 cuts that. And y'all know, Elder, I'm not all about the controversy and going back and forth in the debates. I don't have debate pride in Israel, or who I'm right, no, you off, but I am going to teach what I see in Scripture to be right. There's a difference, right? But I don't have to go back and forth with brothers, and I don't do petty. You know what I'm saying? I could, right? You can put the blood on the doorpost if you want. Just be careful, because somebody might call the police and be like, this nigga got blood on his door. We live in a different society. They might be like, this nigga got blood on his door. Yo, what the hell is this nigga doing over there? So be careful putting the blood door. If you want, if you own a private house and you live away from people, fine. But if you live in the hood, or you live, not even necessarily the hood, you can live in a what they call a decent neighborhood with mixed people. A lot of times, a mixed neighborhood is decent. If you live in a neighborhood that got too much of anything, it's going to be some kind of element there. You live in a neighborhood with too many damn Edomites, they're going to burn a cross on your lawn. You live in a neighborhood with too many Arabs, you know, it is what it is. But let's say you lived in like a mixed neighborhood, decent neighborhood, but you don't know. You got Esau there, Moab, Jake. And you know, a lot of times our people are the worst. You might put blood on your door, and nobody don't say nothing but another Israelite. Some nosy Negro. Ooh, he got blood on his door. What he doing in that house? Ooh, he cutting up children in that house. So you never know. Y'all got to be careful with that. A lot of y'all, listen, we know y'all want to get back to the essence. And this is not a slight on brother Dwight Schiffner that asked the question, but you know, some of y'all might think because you do certain things, yeah, he doing that voodoo in that house. That's blood on that door. Animals' blood. He in there cutting up animals to Satan. That guy's an animal devil worshiper. So no folly, but you know, you don't want to have to get into that. So use discretion if you're going to put the blood on the door. A lot of times Israel think because you do things so close to how we did it in the ancient time that's going to get you back closer to the spirit, which is nothing wrong with that. Let me say this clear. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Most High also understands we're in captivity and we're rehearsing the righteous acts. Depending on you know, you got some nosy ass neighbors that's always questioning things. I don't think it's wise to put the blood on the door. All right, Exodus 12:22. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of the house until the morning. If you're able to do that, fine, do it. Because it's getting back to the letter of the law. There's nothing wrong with that. Yahweh said, be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven, meaning strive for perfection. Right? Hold on, 1 second. So Use discretion. If you want to put the blood on the doorpost, use discretion. If you live on your own land or away from society, fine, knock yourself out. Put the blood all over the damn house if you want. Nah, the Lord says only on the 2 side posts and the lintel, the top post. But, yeah, no, the lamb gotta be eaten up the same night. You can't take no lamb home. You can't take lamb home. No, you cannot. The lamb gotta be eaten up the same night or burnt up the same night. That law we still keep. That's why, you get enough lamb to feed your congregation. Make sure eat that lamb up that night. Right? You ain't, ain't nobody gonna accuse you of being greedy. The scriptures say, let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find, I can't find that offhand, but, yeah, the Lord says that. All right. You're supposed to, eat all of that lamb that same night. And, right here it says, Exodus 12:3, speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month shall ye take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for every house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. So, according to the law, you're supposed to try to be specific about how much lamb you need for your household or for the congregation. Like, we had over 200 people in the Passover in Philly. So, and nobody gets simple. Not that it's all about numbers. We could have had 20 people in there and it would have been fine. So don't nobody get simple. All right. We know, H.O.I. Some congregations had 2,000 people. Some congregations might have had 20,000 people. So nobody gets simple. It's not about numbers. We were surprised we had that many numbers this year. It was a blessing from the Most High. But, when you change city to city, you get more people from that area because Israel don't want to spend that money traveling. So naturally, the more people in that area, they go, oh, the Passover's in my city. Oh, I'm going to come. So that's it. So I know y'all understand, but I'm just putting that out there. No, H.O.I, we're the big little camp. Remember, we keep it humble here. Most High ain't about numbers. If you had, I seen some people have some beautiful Passovers with just their family or small congregations. I like the way a lot of y'all put out y'all dinner setup this year. That was very nice, all right? Some people had 10 people, 20 people. That's beautiful. Some of y'all had some beautiful setups, And then you got the over-righteous camps that the Passover ain't all about being fancy and having a damn party. Listen, man, long as you're doing everything in the right, honest spirit, to the Most High, Yahweh, knock yourself out. Have your beautiful Passover, man. Have your Passover however you want it, long as you're not breaking no laws. So nobody gets simple. It's not about the number. But I'm saying we had over 200 people. So I said, listen, I'm estimating. I was estimating much smaller than that this year. But I said, you know what? We're going to make sure we have enough lamb. And it's better to have more than less. And the way I calculated it and the amount of lamb we got, it was just enough. Everybody ate. Everybody was able to go back for seconds. But none got taken home. We ate it all up on Passover night. So it says, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or the goats. Yeah, so I got to the point. The main point was verse 3 and 4. In other words, you're supposed to get enough lamb according to your eating. Let's say you're keeping a Passover with your family. Y'all like to eat lamb. Y'all know y'all want to go back for 2 or 3 portions. Get enough, you know what? We're going to get 1 whole lamb or a half a lamb for the family. And, or you can get a whole lamb. And if it look like it's too much meat, freeze the rest. You are allowed to do that. The uncooked lamb, you can freeze that for another time. You can make lamb for dinner for your family another time. But the lamb you roast that night, it all supposed to be eaten up. Ain't no take-home plates of lamb. No. All right? We're not dealing with that. All right. Yeah, and that's it. Any other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments? But I wanted everybody to be clear on this Passover, the calendar, as far as if we opened on Sunday at even, the closing ceremony and gathering, the Holy Convocation, will be Saturday at even, bringing in the seventh day. Once Sunday comes in, the 28th at even, Sunday night, you can go back to eating yeast or leaven. Does everybody understand? Give me a con 777. All right. Any other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments before we close out? Any other questions or comments? Any other questions or comments? Yeah, this is Exodus 12:46 about taking the lamb home. It says, "In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall you break any bone thereof." The reason why the bone wasn't to be breaking, because like Yahweh was the ultimate sacrificial lamb, and when they crucified him, they didn't break his legs. The Romans used to break your legs to speed up your death when they crucified you, but they didn't do that with Yahweh. Yahweh was crucified with not a bone broken on his body. All right. And verse 46 is saying not to take the lamb out of where you at eating it, even if it's not your house, like we was congregating in a venue. Eat that lamb, all that lamb in there. Whatever we don't eat, we burn it up and we destroy it. We don't take a plate out of the venue of lamb and say, I'm going to eat this for lunch tomorrow at 2 o'clock. No. All right. Eat the lamb up that night and that's it. All right. I think in Passover 2003 with the old house of Israel, me and Ben Lawyer, Shalom, rest in power, Ben Lawyer. We had some lamb left over, and the venue they had a backyard. So we took the lamb into the backyard and we put it in an empty metal garbage can and we burnt up the lamb. Because we left out of there like 4 o'clock in the morning. So we had a whole lamb that year, but we didn't have a big congregation. You know, H.O.I has never been a massive, massive congregation. It was only about maybe 40 people at the Passover, but we had a whole lamb. We had a lot of meat left over. We ate up as much as we could, but by 3 o'clock in the morning, everybody was full off a lamb. We took the metal garbage can, took it out in the back, put the rest of the lamb in the metal garbage can and burnt it up. So about 4 o'clock, we cleaned up and we got up out of there. Didn't take no lamb home, you know, according to the law. All right. So that's that. All right. Just to answer the brother's question. Rob Judah. Anybody else? Anybody else? Any questions or comments? So I just wanted to come on here and, yeah, this is what I want. Okay, yeah, the 10th verse. I'm going to start at 8, Exodus 12 and 8. I was looking for it. This is an impromptu lesson, y'all. I'm sorry. This is straight off the dome. Salakia, y'all. But we didn't have to go nowhere but Exodus 12. Exodus 12 and 8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night. Notice that's important. You're supposed to eat the flesh of the lamb in that night. Now, the next day you go home and you want to cook a fresh batch of lamb, there's no law against that. But the lamb you cook for that night for the Passover is supposed to be eaten in that one place. Whether it's your house, a venue, wherever you're gathering. An Airbnb, a Verbo nowadays, wherever you gather for your Passover. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water. Don't eat the Passover meat raw. Make sure it's well done. That's another thing. Make sure the Passover lamb is well done. I don't want to cut into my lamb and see some damn redness in there. Also, don't damn char the damn lamb. I know 1 year, brothers gotta stop being over righteous, Israel, thinking you're getting so closer to the spirit. 1 year, man, the damn brothers roast the lamb beyond well done. The damn lamb was like charcoal briquettes. I said, what the hell is this? I'm not eating this lamb. They brothers burnt the damn lamb. It was like the damn, I'm telling you, the damn lamb was like charcoal itself. I was like, I'm not eating this damn lamb, man. Yeah, so stop. We got to roast it with fire, but it got to be super well done. It's balanced, brothers. It could be well done. Make sure it's not no redness on it, but it don't have to be like damn charcoal briquettes, man. Damn. Let me have some damn moisture or something to the lamb. Pause the whole, but you know what I mean. You know, let the lamb have some juice to it. Damn. Right? That's that trying to be so hyper righteous. Right? Reading on. It says, not satin at all, but meaning you're not supposed to boil or stew the lamb. Roasted with fire over a rotisserie. I saw a lot of brothers this year and sisters. They had the rotisserie. They had to stick through the lamb, and that's more of the ancient way. That or grill. Now, the only way you use oven if you don't, or skillet if you don't have no access to anything else. You still, as long as the lamb is cooked, all right, it's well done. But you're supposed to put it over an open pit. That's the traditional way. Or at least the grill, all right? That's more of the roasting fire, all right? But do the best you can, right? Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not eating no burnt lamb. I don't see that in the scriptures. I'm not eating burnt lamb. I'm not eating no damn lamb that look like a damn charcoal briquette, inside and out. All right, but anyway, that's neither here nor there, no folly. You want to eat a burnt piece of lamb, knock yourself out. It said, eat not of it raw, nor salt at all with water, but roast with fire. Roast with fire does not mean burnt. It just means very well done. That's all it means. It don't mean burnt. It don't mean make the lamb look like a damn charcoal briquette. A piece of lamb, like sometimes we cut up the lamb in cubes and it look like a piece of charcoal briquette, man. It says, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. And that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. So no, you don't take a plate of lamb home and talk about, I'm gonna make some macaroni and cheese and collard greens with this tomorrow. No, you can cook fresh lamb that next day. There's no law against that, right? Slightly overcooked, man, just make mine well done. All right, but to each his own. You want a damn burnt piece of damn lamb, then knock yourself out. But that's the verse 10. That's what I wanted. Salakia, this off the top of the dome. I was just trying to find that verse for Rob Judah's question. All right, I know our elders in 1 West, Judges 5 and 11. Our elders, they used to this is not, not to put them out there, but it is what it is. Everything is not saying nothing against somebody. It's just you talking about what happened. All right. I got to keep putting up damn disclaimers, right? But anyway, because when you're in a position of leadership, anything can be taken a certain way. Heavy is the head of him that wears the crown. But this is not a shot against my leaders in 1 West, but they used to take lamb home. That's what used to happen. Or they used to save the lamb for the next day, and they would have it in the buildings, and they would like warm that lamb up, put some salt on that lamb. We're going to eat that lamb. But the importance of getting the amount of lamb that you need for the people that are going to be eating, that's why the scripture specifies. So that we try to keep to the law to the best of our ability. All right, you should be able to get a certain amount of lamb to where you don't have to take none home. You can eat it or burn it that same night. Is Judges 5 and 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the place of drawing waters, The noise of archers and drawing waters represents our places of captivity. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. You can use this scripture too to, for those people that say you can't keep the Passover outside of Jerusalem. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, even a righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. Okay? So we're rehearsing a righteous act. So our elders used to use this scripture. Well, brother, we just rehearsing the righteous acts. We're not going to do it perfect. You mean to tell me we're going to throw all that lamb away and waste that lamb? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand it from that perspective. Because back then the school was filled. We had, I think Priest Shashaya told me we had over 1,000 just men on a roster at one time. And of course, with that came their families and children and stuff. So there was a lot of people in the school back then. So I guess they would get so many lambs to feed everybody, and sometimes they probably got over the amount. But then through trial and error each year, you guesstimate. So I guess their way of looking at it, to give our elders the benefit of the doubt, their way of looking at it was, we're rehearsing the righteous acts. We're going to get it perfect in the kingdom. Why waste all that lamb? We're going to save that lamb for the next day and eat it. But after the split happened, brothers try to get more to the law and said, well, let's just try to calculate how much lamb we're going to need for our size of our congregation. Remember, everybody was kind of basically in just one or two or three congregations back then. Now you got Israelite congregations everywhere. You got little families. You got 10, 12 people here, 7 people here. Israel is everywhere, which is a good thing, a household name. Contrary to popular belief, I'm not thirsting for every Israelite to be up under me, to be up under H.O.I. Hell, but some brothers could tell you, at one time, I wanted to keep H.O.I. a very small congregation. Because I knew, like Biggie and Diddy said, the more money, more problems, more people, more problems. Everybody come with different spirits. I didn't want to deal with that, but the people kept coming. Most I was like, you got to deal with them, whatever. All right, but, you know, however you do it amongst your body, that's how you do it. Yeah, I tell you, it was beautiful this year. The vibe was great. Just like New York was nice last year. And I think when you try to come into the Passover with the right spirit and the right people, the Most High blesses it. It was a whole vibe in Philly this year. And I'm not, you know, Israel, I'm not trying to boast. I'm not trying to, it was more spiritual and loving than I thought. Not saying that I thought the Passover would be, of course I think the Passover was going to be spiritual and loving, but it was even more than what I thought. The Most High even brought more of a feeling than what I thought. All right. And that's a beautiful thing. That means we getting closer to going home. And I seen that with a lot of, not just H.O.I. It was with a lot of, yeah, Sister Tim, I knew the Spirit guided me. I said, I'm going to get this much lamb and goat, and we're going to be all right this year. It was perfect. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Yahushua, Matthew 5:48. We striving for that perfection. But I'm saying, we said, okay, so we see our elders, they had these pans and pans and pans of leftover lamb that they was eating on for a day or two after the Passover. All right, now let's get closer to that law as we can. Estimate and get the amount of lamb that you think the congregation is going to eat up, where there's not that much left over, so you don't feel like you're wasting. All right, like some people, you realize, Labiyah, the tribute to Abba Bivens was needed. Yeah. Somebody actually sent me that video a month before the Passover, that dedication. I didn't even know that was on YouTube. Another brother did that video. He edited the song dedication and put the elders. I was like, oh, this would be nice to show at Passover. All right, so I had some surprises for y'all this year. All right, we had a tribute to our fallen brother Shaka, H.O.I UK. Shout out to Shaka, rest in power. They actually had Shaka's funeral the day after the Pesach, the 22nd, because H.O.I UK, they didn't want to keep holding his body around, but they didn't want a chance being unclean for the Passover. They didn't want to do the funeral before the Passover, so they did it the day after so they can do the opening of the Passover. So all praises. Shout out to H.O.I UK and rest in power, brother Shaka. We did the Killer Priest song, See You When I Get There, in memory to him at the Passover. All praises. All right. So we're rehearsing the righteous acts, but in doing that, you don't want to be too loose with the law. So you want to keep the Passover ordinance to the best of your ability according to the letter. But don't do it in a snotty spirit like, oh, don't do the holier than thou thing. Oh, because we doing a Passover like this. See, our Passover is so much better. No. H.O.I Philly, well, all of H.O.I, we had it in Philly this year. But this year, we kept the Passover as humble as possible in the spirit of love. And we wasn't in competition with nobody. We didn't act like our Passover is so much better than nobody's. We were really humbled. You know, we were really humbled. We was like, damn, it really came out better than what we thought. You know what I'm saying? We thought certain things, bumps and bruises and ham tripping with the venue and certain other things, man. Just Satan was just trying to be busy. Satan was just trying to be busy. You know, that was it, but everything was fine, man. Satan tried to come in there. The sister got a little sick when we was about to eat the Seder meal, but they took her outside. She was fine. I didn't realize it was a little hot in there. Nobody said nothing. To me, the temperature felt fine. You know, the temperature felt fine to me, but some people said it was nobody said nothing. That's what I'm there for. I'm on the contract, so that's why y'all see I'm not on a podium sometimes. I'm moving around because my name is on everything. I'm a hands-on type elder. So I'm a hands-on type elder. So you might say, why the elder ain't on the podium doing a lesson? I want to hear him. No, I'm hands-on. So I'm making sure everything to the damn kitchen being mopped, to the lamb being on the burners. That's just how I roll, y'all. Don't, other elders might move differently, but that's how I roll. Well, I got people for that. That's taken care of. Which is nothing wrong with that. Not knocking anybody. Not knocking anybody. But, the point being, there was really no major issues. I say all that to say there was no major issues. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Shah. Everything went off without a hitch. Then, good comment, Kasaja. Yeah, we sent up the prayer and the sister sat right up. That was crazy. They got us some air, sent up the prayer and the sister sat right up. They got the ambulance to get a second opinion, but she was fine. So I say that to say everything outside of that, everything went off without a hitch. And that's heavy, Kasaja, because remember the elder brought out James 5. And we was like, yo, we just saw the scripture manifest. We just saw James 5 manifest. We saw the power of prayer in that moment. We witnessed that in the Passover. That was beautiful. That was heavy. And it's not, like I said, it's not for, we saw, I was looking at pictures, man, I see things, I don't particularly go looking for it, but, stuff come up on my timeline, stories. Y'all stories be bugged out, man. Right? And, on another note, Israel, you brothers and sisters, stop putting naked pictures up on your stories to lure people into some Cash App scam you got. I'm tired of seeing that on my timeline. I don't be wanting to look at that stuff, man. But it shows up, and sometimes you might see somebody's name and you might just click on something. You might just be looking. It's like it's there. It shows up on your timeline. All right, you ain't really looking for something on nobody. But some of y'all stories be wild, though. And I don't be meaning to see that stuff. That stuff shows up on my timeline and it be up on my... And, sometimes I just be nosy, but... Y'all be tripping, Israel. Get it in order, man. Some of y'all be funny. But that's neither here nor there. No folly. I want to get off into a tangent about your damn stories. But, yeah. The point being, everything went off without a hitch. It was all in the spirit. And, like the saying goes, I love it when a plan comes together and beyond. And H.O.I, we're not perfect. We're not, like I said, we're not competing. We're not trying to be better than nobody or no other camp out there. We have no hatred or malice against any brothers or sisters out there. No leaven. You know, we're human, and, you know, do we have our opinion about things? Can we speak on things? Can we say how we feel about things? Right? What the hell, they can't have an opinion? Nah, inside joke. No folly, no folly, no folly. But overall, on the surface, I can speak for myself and what I try to instill in the rest of H.O.I. We have no ill will towards any of our fellow Israelite brothers and sisters. We're not up here trying to be better than nobody. Like I said, that's what I was saying about the stories. I saw a lot of beautiful Passovers out there. Beautiful. Garments, women, children, the lamb, beautiful, man. Beautiful all over Israel. So that's what it's all about. As long as you kept it and the spirit was right. I don't give a damn if you was in a shack. I don't give a damn if you was in a $10,000 venue. You know, it's all good. As long as you kept it in the right spirit, Israel, that's all. By Shema Mashiach Yahushai. So we're rehearsing the righteous acts, but in rehearsing the righteous acts, we try to do the law to as close as we can to the letter, to the best of our ability, not trying to be holier than thou or snotty or conceited or better than other brothers and sisters, but just to get as close to the spirit as we can. But when y'all doing that, don't get proud with that. Don't just say, if a brother and his wife just went out and bought some lamb and they prayed over it, they cleansed it, water, apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, whatever, and they prayed over it. You can't say you better than them because you went and got your lamb from a slaughterhouse. You know, or hell, your lamb came from your own flock and herds, which is good. But you can't, the brother and sister in the family that might have purchased their lamb and they cleaned it and prayed over it and roasted it, you can't act like you're better than them. Right? Because your bitter herbs was as big as ice cubes and my damn bitter herb is the size of a Tic Tac. Oh, see, our bitter herbs was bigger. Come on, let's not be petty, Israel. Let's not be petty. And you'll have some Israelites that'll do that. So that's it. I don't want to be on here too long. Another thing that's important, continue to purge out the leaven. Continue to purge out the leaven. I got to bring this out real quick. And I want to say something, man. Just like the Day of Atonement, we fast and we pray and we ask for forgiveness of sins on a Day of Atonement, but it doesn't end there. It's a continued process. So continue to purge out the leaven. Continue to purge out your leaven during Passover week. Before Passover, we had the PPP fast. And even after Passover, continue to get rid of the leaven. If you still got stuff in you that you're struggling with, it's a process. Continue. Don't just say, oh, the Passover's here. I'm going to get rid of the leaven. And, that's it. I only get rid of the leaven during the Passover season. No, it's a new year. It's a transition of time. It's Passover season. Continue to get the leaven out. All right. Let me see what I want. Bear with me. Salakia, y'all. I believe it's in St. John. Yeah. Any questions or comments while I continue to look for this? Somebody post that scripture. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. Somebody get that for me real quick. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. I believe it's in St. John. Right. Don't go back to the regular schedule after purging out the leaven. Continue to purge out the leaven. Don't say, oh, I got rid of the leaven for Passover, but I'm going to keep the leaven in. Where my swordsman at? Kazak is in the building. Shalom. Somebody find me that scripture. Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. I told y'all, this is an impromptu lesson. Let me see if I can find it in my concordance. My concordance. So like here. Because I want to bring out something, man. This is very important. All right. This is very important. I got it, y'all. It's in Luke. I thought it was in St. John. I think it's one in St. John too. But anyway, this is Luke. What you say, pretty? Stop being yeasty. Yeah, it's one in Mark too. The water, Josh. No. This is what I want. It said Luke 12:1. No. You know what I want? I think it is the one in Mark that I want. I think it is the one in Mark that I want. St. Mark, bear with me, y'all. Like I said, this is an impromptu lesson. Let me see, Luke. Luke, Salakia. Any questions or comments while I'm speaking? All right, yeah. Look, this is the one. Matthew 16:6. All the ones y'all posted are good too, but all right, Luke, yeah, Matthew, they're Matthew, Salakia. Matthew 16:6. Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees, right? Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. So that leaven was what? Their doctrine, their falsehoods, their accusations against Yahushua, them constantly coming against the doctrine of Yahushua. Remember, the Pharisees and Sadducees, their doctrine was different. And not accepting the overall teachings and turning the people against the overall teachings of Yahushua. Now, notice what's going on in Israel. In the H.O.I. Unity Sabbath class a couple of weeks ago that we did, the pre-Passover council meeting and the Unity Sabbath. Remember, we went into one Israelite congregation is teaching that the Most High accepts homosexuals and lesbians. Another Israelite congregation is teaching that you can turn Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter into Yahushua Day and eat pork and shrimp. So the leaven is the doctrines. Beware of the different false doctrines that's coming into Israel. These are believing Israelites teaching this stuff. Everybody understand? Give me a con 777. All right. Beware of the leavening. Like Yahushua said, beware of the leavening of the Pharisees and Sadducees. That's going into their doctrine also. He was going into their hypocritical ways because as you go down, he talks about, they thought he was talking about the physical bread, which I'll read it. But anyway, I'll read it as we go down because Yahushua going to say it. Salakia. Beware of the false doctrines out here. Let me read it. Matthew 16:6. Then Yahushua said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And they reason amongst themselves, saying, It is because we have taken no bread. Which when Yahushua perceived, he saith unto them, O ye of little faith, Why reason ye among yourselves, because ye have brought no bread? Do you not understand, neither remember that 5 loaves of the 5,000, Salakia, do you not understand, neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000 and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000 and how many baskets ye took up? How is it then, verse 11, Matthew 16:11, how is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leavening of the Pharisees and the Sadducees? So the disciples got a little simple, right? And, you know, a lot of times the multitudes of disciples, whatever, whoever Yahushua was talking to, they scratched their head like, yo, what is he talking about? All right. But he said, Matthew 16:12, then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees. Back in One West, we had a general that used to call them the Sadducees, right? Right. So beware of the doctrine of the Pharisees and Sadducees. Now, there's a new doctrine in Israel. New doctrine in Israel by a camp, and I don't even like to take it there, but for lack of a better way of saying it, a camp that gets more and more bugged out with their doctrines as time goes on. I ain't going to say for now. I'm going to leave it for now because I got something else for that later on. But beware of the doctrine. They are now teaching that Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated is past tense. They saying that's past tense. Now the Lord hates Jacob and loves Esau. Now, the reason why I believe, like I said, I don't want to speak too much on it and who's teaching that, but it is out there. I saw the video myself. I heard it out of my own mouth. But I believe they're trying to say that that's because of the condition Israel is in now, right? And that Esau is in a position of rulership. So like the roles reverse. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Now, Jacob have I hated because I cursed them and put them in captivity. But Esau have I loved because they're ruling the earth and they're in power. Beware of the leavening, the doctrine leaven that's out there. Beware of the doctrine leaven. They said that's past tense. No, you know what cuts that? Malachi 1. We don't have to get it. Malachi 1, 2, and 3 cuts that. The Lord said the people against whom he have indignation forever. Matter of fact, I just got to get it. Let me just get it. Malachi. I use this to cut that, by the way, Philly got that camp. Philly got that work in camp this weekend too. Philly got 15th and Market got that work. All right. So, Malachi, let me just get it. This is the scripture I used to cut that Christian when he was saying the Lord only hated Esau, singular. He only hated Esau, not the people. So we had to cut him with Malachi. Malachi 1 and 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau. The reason why is in the past tense, because he's going back to the original Esau and Jacob. He said, when Jacob was born, I loved him. And when Esau was born, I hated him. But I still love Jacob and I still hate Esau. It's going to prove it. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. And that hated past tense, meaning I hated him from the beginning when he was born, and I'm going to continue to hate him. Right? Yeah, the same camp that said Yahushua didn't do any miracles. Because I brought it out, not me. So I'm not the bad guy. Right? Because when you say it, it's World War III. When the elders say it, it's World War III. I can't have an opinion. I can't speak on nothing. I can't talk about what happened. I can't say nothing. When the elders say it, well, not I, just people in, people in certain positions in general. When you say it, it's World War III. But anyway, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and a people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever. So it wasn't, I hated Esau in the past, but I love him now. No, he said indignation forever. Right? One of the meanings of indignation is to regard with contempt, to lowly regard, to basically regard as nothing. Right? So the Lord said, I have indignation against Esau forever. Forever, forever, ever, ever and a day. Yes, that's what the Lord said. He said he had indignation. So beware of the leaven. That's the leaven I want to concentrate on. Yeah. Get the leaven out your houses. Don't eat anything with leaven in it. Get the leaven out of your spirit. 1 Corinthians 5, 7, and 8. We don't have to get that. That scripture's been read multiple times. I posted that scripture today. Continue to get the leaven of malice and wickedness out of your spirit. Be ye angry, but sin not. You can still be upset, feel some kind of way about a situation, but get that out also. All right, don't act on it. Be ye angry, but sin not. All right, a brother offended is harder to be won in a strong city. You might still be struggling with certain offenses or things brothers did to you that were offensive. Got to get all that out also. We understand that leaven, getting rid of that type of leavening for the Passover. But now you got, remember when I did the PPP fast, I put it on private on Facebook because I had a damn headband malfunction. We edited it and it's up on H.O.I. If anybody want to go back and watch that video on H.O.I. the PPP fast. But I went into the different layers and dynamics and levels of leaven and purging the leaven. Purge out during this Passover season and even after Passover season. It don't stop. Purge out the doctrine leaven also. All right, so I think that's about it. Everybody understand? Give me a con 777. All right, purge out the doctrine leaven, and also Luke 12 and 1. Since y'all posted that one, y'all posted a few on 11, but Luke 12 and 1, some other layers of leaven. Luke 12 and 1. In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. For there's nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So he told them, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is also hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is another form of leaven. Right? Everybody, you can talk about what everybody do wrong, but you scratch your head and be like, this brother does the same thing. But it's all kinds of criticism when everybody else does it. But this sister does the same thing. Now that if I can think back to so many times you did the same thing. Right? But it's wrong when I do it or somebody else do it. Congregations. We scratch my congregations, they making videos about other camps, but they do the same thing. Right? It's hypocrisy. Right? Beware of that leaven also, the leaven of hypocrisy. You got, it might be wrong when I do it, yeah, but you did that 10 times last year. And you got so much to say about me doing it? Right? Or I see this a lot with camps and congregations and groups or whatever the case may be. got everything to say. They the camp that do no wrong. But your members be inboxing me. They be emailing me with receipts. But I pray for them. No, don't leave. We're not thirsty like that. H.O.I, we ain't got to take nobody's fruit. We ain't got to take, just because members of your camp come complaining to me, I'm not going to use that as an opportunity to take people out of, I say go back and try to work it out first and foremost. And then, before you even think about coming over here, I'm going to your leaders to see what happened. Because you might have been off. You ain't going to come bring that leaven in our congregation. The problem might be you. You can say whatever about the leaders and what happened. You can show me whatever receipts. They can have receipts on you. So the hypocrisy leaven we have to get rid of also. And I see that with a lot of these congregations, since camp is such a bad word, that, you know, there's no wrong amongst our body. But, you know, people have complaints. Everybody. That's why H.O.I wrote to the 7 churches, because he said, I got something against all. Ain't none of y'all perfect. Don't none of y'all try to act like y'all ish don't stink. I got something against all of y'all that I could bring out. And that came from H.O.I. So everybody's mouth is shut. Right? So let's just work on ourselves, work on our spirit. I put a post up a while ago. I said, as I work more on myself, I see the problem as me. And let's be more humble than that. You can make a mistake today, tomorrow, next week. It ain't going to stop. You think you're just going to get rid of the leaven from April 21st to April 28th and it's going to be off good? No, it's a continual process. You're like, damn, I'm trying not to do that no more, but I slip. You know what? I got to work on that 10 times harder. That's all. Break yourself down to build yourself back up. Then everybody else will look fine to you. You'll say, hey, I was the problem the whole time. That was a meme, and I took that from somebody, and I said, you got to be your own major correction. But the leaven of doctrine and the leaven of hypocrisy is heavy in the nation. All right, brothers and sisters, you know, you have a council, right? And there's 10 accusations brought up on a brother. But, you know, there might be 2 accusations brought up on a different brother. Right? But the 10 is wrong and the 2 is wrong. They're both wrong. You know, so let's work on our spirit. A congregation might point out 20 different things that's wrong with the rest of the camps and congregations. But wait a minute. Y'all got 5 things that's wrong in y'all congregation. It's still wrong. You still need to fix it. So do less pointing. Like even the Christians say, when you point that finger, there's 3 point back at you. Hallelujah. No folly, y'all. But during this Passover season and continuing, you know, meditate on them things, Israel. Karen Kasaja wanted 1 point at you and 3 point back at you. Hallelujah. Amen. Yeah. Jealousy. Yeah, is another form 11. Yeah. Camps working together, saying shalom to each other is dope. Yeah, we had a shout out to H.O.I, Hayasha Allah Kanas, which is ancient Paleo Hebrew for the Church of Israel. They joined us this year. They're another congregation out in Philly. I go back to One West with them. Remember when I did the dedication to the One West elders, I acknowledged them brothers too, because we go way back from the school. So shout out to them brothers. They came about 30, I think it was about 30, 40 of them. Them and their wives and children in their congregation. So we had a good time fellowshipping with them. We had to go up in the VIP section and do some grown-up elder H.O.I, H.Y.K. One West talk. But it was all good and productive. It was all in fun. All right. Yeah, shout out to our brothers from H.Y.K. Zaquan Malak, Zabach, Nabia. All the brothers, man. All the brothers. Baquad, all the leaders and elders and senior men there, Yakanan, all the brothers. I can't remember all the names, goddamn it. If I didn't say your name, I didn't do it on purpose. Yeah, clean out your yard before you clean up. Yeah, when I saw that post, I was cut. I was like, you know what? The work got to start with you. I immediately took that meme. I said, yo, I'm using this. All right, I said, man, when I start working on myself, I didn't think about nobody else. I don't have time to think about nobody else. I'm too busy working on me. Like I said, you can talk about a situation. You can have an opinion. You can have constructive criticism. You can just talk about what happened. I don't see there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? At the end of the day, I got to look at myself, examine myself. I can go back to tons of situations in Israel. Within H.O.I, situations I've been in, trying to deal with other camps and situations we had, and I could talk about all that stuff. But you know what I want to say? Yo, what was my role in all that? Be honest. Before you can be, like my man Brian Glaze Gibbs like to say, the OG from the 80s. Before you can be honest with anybody else, you got to first be honest with yourself. So that's the leaven. That's all part of, along with everything else, that's part of the leaven we want to get rid of during this Passover season also. Khan? All right, Israel, I was on here too goddamn longer than I thought I was. Nah, no folly. Salaki, excuse my French. I'm going to get moving so I can get a few things done before the Shabbat come in. It's Passover season. Everybody stay blessed, stay strong. Shout out to H.O.I. Shout out to H.O.I. Philadelphia. It was a beautiful Passover season. It continues to be a beautiful Passover season. I'm looking forward to the closing out in Jersey. Shout out to OG. OG Macabre will be hosting us tomorrow at our little spot in Jersey. Looking forward to the closing. All praises. Anybody want to join us? Inbox me if you're in the New York, New Jersey, Philly area. But that's the good thing about a live, daughter. It's recorded. You can always go back and watch it. And it will be Rob Judah rip it and put it on H.O.I. LA or Hollywood, one of the California channels. All right. Love you, daughter. No folly. Y'all know the elders just like to have fun with y'all. Don't take it personal. Calm down, Israel. Y'all too emotional and tentative. Nah, no folly, no folly, no folly. Inside joke. Yeah, Obadiah, man, you were supposed to be there, brother. Yeah, Tawada Karash. Elder Karash is in the building. Elder Karash, if y'all remember the tribute I did, I mentioned Elder Karash. He was the one that had the big mighty sword in his hand. And I mentioned him about the history and the drawing. That's Elder Karash right here on the live. Elder Karash Fireson. Y'all make sure y'all friend him. The elder posts a lot of good information about the Byzantine on his Facebook, his timeline. You can get a lot of good history from him. All right? And I don't just say stuff. I give credit where credit is due. I don't give a damn what nobody else think, feel whatever. You know, you gotta give credit where credit is due. You know, if anybody put in serious, sincere work for this truth, you know, the crown won't come at H.O.I, but there's nothing wrong. Love you too, King. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging, especially those that came before you. Show some respect, young man. No. Inside joke. No folly. But I gotta get off of here. I gotta make some moves. Shabbat will be coming in a couple of hours. Hopefully we can have camp tonight. Passover camp, Shabbat camp, hopefully. That's about it. Any questions or comments in closing? No, so I just want to jump on this live, and I mainly want to clear up this 7-day thing, right? And just, you know, recap the Passover, give some shout outs, some acknowledgments, and the Spirit led it to where it went. All right? I'm supposed to be on here for like 20 minutes, but gotta go. Sun will be down in a few. All right, Israel, love y'all. Weather's about to break, so the camps should be a little bit, you know, better coming out there. This dangerous season for camps. You know, when the weather get warm, the demons act up. So come out to the camps, all you men. You sisters, you know, we'll play touch and go with y'all coming out because it gets dangerous out there. But a lot of times y'all come out for support with the waters and the sandwiches and just to be out there to show the sisters' presence. But we got to regulate that because, you know, it gets dangerous out there in the camp, especially when the weather breaks. Them demons start acting up. Fights be breaking out. Bullets be flying. You know, everything. So just be careful as the weather breaks and we go into the warmer season and camps are more active. And you brothers come out, man. Get up off your behind. Stop binge watching Israelite debates, not taking no notes, and get out there, boots on the ground, and get some work in. All right? So with that, Kwame Yashala, we still got next. Ashar Pasak, happy Passover 2024, day 5. As the sun go down, it'll be day 6. Hope this video was edifying and gave y'all a little bit of understanding. If y'all need y'all 11 lists for the next 3 days and for next year, inbox me or email me at houseofisraelnyc at gmail.com. Also, if y'all still need y'all calendars are still available. And since it's already 4 months into the year, I got them on 30% discount. So I'm basically giving away the calendars now. Right? All you're really paying for is the printing and the shipping. All right? Yeah, the colors for 4th of July will be announced soon. I will have the prototype shirt soon and the pants, the BDU military cargo pants that the brother's going to be wearing, and then the sisters can match around that. All right? And don't get simple. Why the men got to get the color first? No, I'm just messing with y'all. Right? No. I'm going to set the outfit for the brothers, and then I'll show it to the sisters, and they'll match around that. Yeah, right after, I'm glad you posted that, Taya. Right after Passover, we start preparation for 4th of July rebuke. All right, and after 4th of July rebuke, we start preparation for the 20th. This year's our 20th anniversary cookout in New York. All right, it's going to be an all-white affair. I know white gets dirty in the summer, but, you know, it's going to be an all-white affair. Probably white and gold, something like that. And we want to have some special things for this year because it's our 20th anniversary. Then right after that, we're going to start the 2nd annual skate party, so-called Thanksgiving weekend in Detroit. We're doing that again this year, our 2nd annual. Our first was a success. It was the rink wasn't packed, but it was a decent crowd for our first time. So we're looking to even get it bigger and better this year, you know, if it be the Most High will. So after each event, we'll start the planning for the next event. And then after the cookout, it'll be Tabernacles preparation also. Tabernacles and then the skate party. And whatever the hell else is going on throughout the year. All right, we don't have too many pull-ups this year. You know, maybe we might go a few places here and there, but nothing major. We just getting ready to, the only major pull-up this year will be the rebuke, DC. And that's going to be an entire weekend this year. Or however long you can stay, because we're going to do the rebuke, and then we're doing a new moon down there. The new moon comes right after the day of the rebuke, that Sabbath. So that's going to be a weekend. Then we're going to stay for camp that Saturday with H.O.I DMV. All right, that's it. Hope everybody had a blessed opening of Passover. Look forward to the closing. I know I spoke about H.O.I, New York, New Jersey, and Philly, and possibly DMV, but all the states and areas, make sure y'all do the closing Saturday night. Make sure y'all gather somewhere and do the closing Saturday night. If you're not able to gather, just tune into the live with us. Shalom, Naomi. How you doing, sis? We got to catch up. Shalom, Joyce. So that's it. Kwame Yashala, we still got next. Hallelujah. All praise to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, forever and ever. Amen. Shalom. Kwame Yashala, Ashar Pasak, happy Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread 2024. Love y'all, Israel. Much love in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Ashar Pasak again, day 5. Sundown will be day 6. Sundown tomorrow, Saturday, will be day 7. Sundown Sunday, Passover is over. Get your yeast back on. All right, get your leaven back on. But don't bring the leaven back within you. All right, so with that, Kwam Yashal again, we still got next. Hallelujah. Bring it out. H.O.I. to the chariots fly. Only scream it if you mean it. H.O.I. pull up, boys. All the camps in Yahweh, Yahweh Shai throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Kwam Yashal, we still got next. Hallelujah. All praises to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai forever and ever again. Amen. Kwam Yashal. Kwam Pasak 2024. Ashar Pasak. Happy Passover 2024, day 5. And closing, Shalom. Shalom. Kun. Kwam Yashala. Kind.